Oh, yeah, you're getting sharpened this week. I had no idea it was that dull. Okay, besides a bunch of bubble wrap, which is fun to play with, let's see here. There we go. So we've got a Edison M and Venturi fans, the HF12. Got two of those guys and two HP12s. Alright, so obviously the Fractal stuff is from Fractal Design and Review. So we've had one other review sample from Fractal before, the 804. So as you can see, the HP12 here on the front is a high pressure fan. So typically this is for radiators. I'm going to be using it in an area on the define where the drive cages are right in the way, because I'm going to need more drive cages in there. I was just using the 3 before, but now I need the 6. So this will come in handy, and then also for future liquid cooling upgrades, it'll be handy, which is probably not going to be this year, but maybe soon next year. Okay, so up here you can see Venturi optimized fans for high pressure, high restriction airflow in mind, blah, blah, blah. Premium materials, optimized blade design, and vibration dampening. And then in here you can see that it is 4-pin fan header PWM, high pressure size of it. 3-year warranty, which I wasn't very sure on. So that's actually pretty cool if you guys are picking this up. And then you can see the rotation speeds and airflow. Okay, so inside there's like a little Velcro fold flap window here. So this is one of their more premium products, and you can see what comes inside. There's a PWM splitter. Yes, this is a 4-pin, as I said. Some screws, and a little bit of talking about the technology. They got fluid dynamic bearings in this, and a counterpole magnet, which is pretty cool. So as the fan spins, the fan kind of like pulls itself out of the hub a little bit. So this counter magnet kind of like keeps it in place, so you're not always dragging on the bearing and causing more wear and tear. So that's pretty cool, smart design. I'm not sure if Noctua does that, but I've never heard of that before. And then they're talking about how they use like the tripwire technology to help. It's designed like an airplane wing, so it's to help like break up the fan noise and whatnot. So let's open it up and take a look at it. So in a few reviews, the things I keep on hearing about these fans is how hard it is to take them out of the box. So box removal test. So up here's the little thing that they hang on if they're in the store. And it looks like that's where the flap is. So screws. Oh, it's got like a little flap thing that comes out like that. Oh, wow, that is tough to get out of the box. There we go. I poked it from the other end. Alright, it's out of there. So if you happen to get one of these, I found the easiest way to do this is open the box. You're going to have some stuff in there, like the splitter and whatnot. Take it out, pull this up, and on the bottom here, just put your finger through here and it'll push the fan right through. Yeah, first time out, I kind of tore the box a little bit, which I hate doing because I actually do keep... I'm somebody that keeps all my boxes for my stuff. I'm kind of a pack rat like that. I really do enjoy having them. I don't know why. But I know I'm not alone. I know a lot of you guys in the PC community are the same exact way as I am, so don't even try to act like you're not. Okay, so I had to shift the white balance a bit so you guys can see this. So here's the PWM fan splitter. So what you do is if you have a motherboard and you only have so many headers, you put this on one of your headers and you can split 2 of these fans off into one area. Then they have normal screws. Sorry about the autofocus, it's wigging out. And these fans are dark. I had to mess with the white balance so it could actually show up on this phone. So here we go. Alright, and here you can see there's that tripwire technology we were talking about, and it's got Fractal design all around it. And yeah, it's a pretty nice looking fan. And you can see on the corners here they have vibration dampeners, so when you stick the screw in there, it will obviously cut down on any rattle or whatnot like that. And then on the side here, you can see it's got a nice Fractal Design logo. And then on the back, you can actually see that it's got the Venturi series and a nice little label and whatnot, you know, designed in Sweden, made in China. And you can see a little bit of that extra fan blade design there to cut down turbulence and whatnot. Okay, so these are the Venturi HF12s, 120 millimeter fan, just like the HP12. And I would love to try the 140 millimeter fan compared to this. But right now, honestly, I don't have anything that's 140 millimeter to test it up against, or it is restrictive, or I could use otherwise. So I didn't request them because I didn't think it would have been a fair review. The only thing I would basically do is the airflow, the primary airflow test, and then that was it. So as you can see, the blade design on these are very different. It's got the window, just like the other ones do. And as you can see here, it's got the same little opening thing explaining the blade design and pretty much all the same technology. It's just a slightly different shape of fan blade, and this is for airflow. So areas where you've got nothing behind the fan, you're just trying to deliver air to the case, this is what this is best for. To where the HPs are for restrictive areas where you're bouncing up against something like a hard drive cage or radiators, maybe a tower cooler you could use them in. They probably work great. All these things I intend to test with those, and I intend to test these in an actual case environment. So you can see here they've got a little bit slower rotational speed by 400 RPM and different airflow characteristics. And they do have a low speed and high speed adapter. I may actually use the low speed adapter on this, saying that it still at maximum rotates at 1100 RPM. And I think I'll be able to take in and remove just as much air in my case as I need for that. Okay, screws again. The low noise adapter. So you just put this in line and it will change how fast the fan blade actually spins. There's a little resistor in here. Ooh, I can just shake it out. Oh, yeah, shake it. All right. So there's the fan. Let's take a quick look at it. All right, and there we have the Fractal Design logo, just the same. But here you can see the blade design's different. And it's the thing I like about both these fans is they have kind of this gunmetal look to them, which is really cool. In the back there, you can see the Venturi tag, just like the other fan, and you can see the little designs there. Fractal Design Edison M. And this is a power supply. This is a 650 watt, 80 plus gold power supply from Fractal Design. And let's take a look around the box and see if we can see what some of the features that Fractal says this thing has. There's just some shots of it right there. We do have the ratings chart, so it looks like it's a single 12 volt rail. And it's got 54 amps and 648 watts available out of the 650. So yeah, I love gold rated power supplies. They're just full of awesome. So on back here, they have a little thing talking about 80 plus gold efficiency. They're talking about the electrical performance, that's modular. Here are like this. So all the electrolyte caps in this are actually Japanese capacitors. So you guys are not aware, quite a while back, man, it must have been almost 20 years ago, the reason people were kind of afraid of Chinese capacitors is somebody was making electrolytic fluid that was not up to standard, so a lot of them were leaking and having issues. So a lot of people go to Japanese capacitors now. That doesn't mean that capacitors made in China are all that bad, but typically the Japanese ones are to a little bit higher standard. They don't let outside, contractors very easily make things like electrolytic fluid or whatnot without going through more of a certification than the Chinese ones. So that's why that's such a big deal, if you ever wondered. Talking about the protection you have, short circuit protection, under voltage protection, over current protection, temperature protection. So this thing's pretty good power supply here from that standard there. Maybe I should overload it and see if it actually works. No, I'm not going to do that. And then compliant with most standards, blah, blah, blah. And then here you can see it's actually talking about the silent fan on it. So it is a fluid dynamic bearing fan like the Venturi fans on these Edison. But you can see how the fan curve here is made. So when it hits about, looks like 55, then the fan curve starts shooting up. And by the time it gets up to 85, it's doing 1800 or 1900 RPM. So Alright, so here we have the box after you get the sleeve off, and cardboard box with a nice Fractal design logo. And this is actually my first Fractal design power supply. And man, is it dark in there. But here's the Edison M user guide. Cool. And we got the typical cables here. So we got the typical power cable. It's pretty good, thick quality. Okay, so these are, instead of the normal zip ties that they give you, Fractal's doing something a little bit more permanent and giving you actually Velcro ties for the Edison M, 4 of them. This is flipping awesome because now a case like I have is mostly just got tie downs. The newer Fractal cases have the Velcro straps, which everybody loves. This is kind of I'm getting a free upgrade for my case. So this is very cool. I'm very stoked about this. It's just the little things sometimes that you get stoked about. Okay, so these are all the connectors that come, the modular connectors with the power supply. So there's actually 3 SATA connectors. One of them is just 2 with 2 SATAs split pretty far, so I'm assuming that's for CD-ROM drives. There's a 3-way Molex and a 2-way Molex. The 2-way Molex is the same way where it's split really far apart, so if you're still using the Molex for a CD-ROM drive or something like that. And then we have two 8-pin PCIe connectors, so you can have 2 graphics cards with up to 2 8-pins on it. In the rare occasion you get something like a Kingpin or something that might have 3 connectors on that would be handy for that too. And I just like how these are all flat. I'm not a particular snob about sleeving or anything like that. I think flat's good enough as long as it's black. And yeah, that's going to look really nice in the system. The other thing that's cool is they have this Molex to floppy drive connector. So people are using floppy drives too much, so it's kind of cool to have this and in a weird way have it excluded. So you don't have something extra kind of dingling off your wire set. Okay, so they have this power supply in soft cell foam, so Linus would be proud. I'm going to keep saying that every time I see it. And here we have the power supply in a nice cloth bag with the Fractal Design logo. So already it's you're getting that extra premium feel. That's Unraveler. That's Undresser. Yeah. Get naked. Get naked. Oh, it's a tight fit. She's wearing a tight dress. No, honey, it doesn't make you look fat. So there is the power supply. There's the typical 24-pin connector. There's already a PCIe 2-8 split to 6 to 8 pin. It's got the little splitter, so you can make it 6 pin or 8 pin. And then there is obviously the CPU. So these things you're all going to use. This might be questionable, but then again, if you're spending this much money on a power supply, why would you not have this? So good thinking on Fractal Design's part. So actually that means you have the ability to daisy chain or use up to 6 PCIe connectors on this thing. So with the new Maxwell cards being as efficient as they are, you could technically do 3 970s with this. I'd have to check the wattage, and I'll mention that in a review, but I'm pretty sure you could probably squeeze it out with this being gold rated. There's that Fractal fan, the fluid dynamic bearing. Sorry about the focus. It gets I'm so white, it gets crazy. So let's flip it over here. There's the Fractal snowflake. I just love how that's in the metal. Nice little Fractal design with the power supply name on the side of it. And see the front. Alright, and here's the front. You got the PCIe CPU. So I guess you could technically stick another CPU in there, but I don't think you'd need to. And then all the preamp full SATA, so your Molex and whatnot, and a little Fractal Design logo down there.